I don't know which is better.
Oh. Go down to the press room for yesterday, pick up an order. The steak. Why? It's a race day.
Oh, you couldn't get in?
Couldn't, well, we got in, but then when we got out, it was like, holy crap, and they had closed the turnpike down to one lane there, the farthest west, or the first old toll booth, you know, where they had the 6 across.
Yeah.
Just past that, they closed the interstate, the turnpike down to one lane. They do something over a bridge, pour some concrete over a bridge. Traffic was backed up to 3 miles, and it took us 10 or 45 minutes to get through there. I was not happy. And of course, you had these people who, you're trying to keep what they're working in like you're supposed to, right?
Yes.
You've always got that one that does what?
Yep.
Pulls out and around.
You bet.
So you know what I do? I pull out too.
Did you really?
And I just kind of block people.
That's what you need to do. I don't know why people think they can do it.
It's a thing of privilege.
So you ended up just getting a hotel down there to stay.
Yeah. No, should have.
Oh.
Yeah, should have. Would have made a lot more sense, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
See my limousine driver.
There you go.
Mine was a Saturday. I was thinking this weekend, all the kids tomorrow.
That's nice.
So it was,
Oh, for prom?
yeah, Jim Barb Myers is, what was he in Holden?
Oh, my.
He used to work for Myers Ready-Mix for years. And he happened to see Charlotte had that limousine set down one day, and so he just stopped
That's fine.
and asked if it's still running and stuff. He's like, yeah, I've been working on it, whatever. So he let it take it.
Yeah.
Morning.
Morning all.
Morning.
Morning. How you doing?
Just Andy.
Got it?
Maybe. One never knows.
All right.
Big thick notebooks there.
I'm working on a budget, I'm trying to.
Nice. You need 2 notebooks?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Don't get distracted. I'm supposed to look at this until it's my turn.
That's it. Doesn't look like I've got copies of these minutes.
Okay, we'll be sure. I somehow deleted stuff. What happened?
Morning, gentlemen. Morning, Ellen. All right, I've got 9 o'clock, call the meeting to order, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda as written.
So moved.
Second.
Probably moved and seconded to approve the agenda as written. Any further discussion?
Do you need to note that Amanda's taken on what's happening?
No, you presented this here, so we should be good.
I'm not sure.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carried. And I'd entertain a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of non-elected personnel, employee performance. For, how long do you think we need? 15, 30? 15 minutes, okay?
I move we go into executive session for the purpose of personnel matters, non-elected personnel, for a period of 15 minutes, to include sheriff, the Morse, Tyler, our attorney, Christie, for employee performance, to reopen this room at, starting at 9:02, back here at 9:17.
Second.
Okay, it's probably moving second, go into executive session, attorney-client privilege, non-elected person, or non-elected personnel, employee performance, 15 minutes, reopen this room with the above named people. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, guys. What do we got?
talked to Soldier for out there. They do owe us 500 tons for this year. Talking to him about last year and the other years, he said he had to get with the legal folks because he's been sold so many times. So don't have an answer for the past years. But for this year, yes, we do have 500 tons of
Okay. When are they gonna get us an answer, or when can you look back on your records and see what we've gotten in past years?
Oh, wait. I don't know if I could. I don't know if we have anything like that. Worse.
Would it be on the invoicing that shows that they held up the agreement, 500 tons?
Credit, you probably have to show us credit. 500 tons.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so.
Zero about. I wouldn't know until.
Because I mean, yeah, I don't want to just take their word on it and says, well, yeah, we gave it, so I want to make sure that we did.
I said, I don't know of any way that we would ever track it. That's it, I'm told.
So we might have ever looked back years past.
August never knew about that contract.
Yeah.
Well, before, I think.
Okay. We'll check from our end here and see what we can come up with.
Okay, Keith called one day last week and was talking about the excavator out there, it's probably only put 174 hours on.
Yeah, asking how many hours was put on.
Yeah, on our big excavator. We bought it in 2020. We've averaged 375 hours a year on it. And at that time, they kept the smaller unit to keep the hours off of that. When we bought that unit, it was in 04, it had 2,200 hours. It's got 11,000 hours now. So it's been averaging about 420 hours a year.
On the new one or
On the old one,
Okay, but the new one's been averaging.
375. So, again, we kept the smaller one to keep the hours down off the new. So, it's, if you got rid of one of them, you'd be running close to 800 hours a year. Each one versus
375 hours on the new one. That was the question that a constituent had asked me, why do we have a newer excavator that is not being hours are not being put on it. And his quote was, it only had 100 and some hours put on it since it was purchased, which is just not true.
No. That's the bottom 21.2 hours, and we've got 2,064.7 on it now.
How many, 2,000?
2,627. Yeah. So that's about 335 a year.
Okay. I will call that individual and I will give him that information right away. That way he's in the know.
Had a guy called me here the other day and I had him send me a sample. It's called Permazine, it's a road stabilizer. We have all the equipment to do the stuff. He's got some counties around here that's gonna do it this year. We're gonna take a look at it when they do it. But basically you go in with a ripper, you rip up your road, dirt, gravel, whatever, and you wet it, and you mix the chemical in and spray it, and it turns into this.
So it's a soil stabilizer.
Soil stabilizer, yes. And you can mix it with rock, you can chip seal out over it afterwards, asphalt over it. He's
Or
saying
just leave it the way it is.
Huh?
Or just leave it like that.
He's saying 7 to 10 years at 9,000 miles. So cut the block cost down a lot. You set up like concrete.
How does it do though with potholes? How do you approach a pothole if it's developed a pothole?
He said you just go ahead and scratch it up and smooth back out, and since it's wet, it'll set up. So again,
This is 9,000 a mile versus what we're doing with chemical on an annual basis, which is about 7,000 a mile.
yes.
But this
Or this would be a
has to
one-time.
Yeah, one time, about 9,000. Okay.
And where is this company out of?
Nichols,
Nevada? Eric Henderson, Nevada? But they have a sales rep in the area, or they have a company?
he called, and like I said, I had him send the sample and the little pamphlet about watched a lot of their videos on the,
And we would do it ourselves.
yes, they would come and take soil samples first to make sure they're getting the right mixture for our type of soil. And then, they would be here when we did it, the first few times. So I said, he's got some other counties around here that are doing it, this year. So, he hadn't got me names.
Okay.
He just said they're around. He said, when they do it, they will call me and we can go watch them and see it.
I think it's well worth looking into. Have you read some of the data on it?
Yes,
Joe?
good.
Okay. Yeah. You could, I'd like a copy of that card. Did he tell you to take a hammer and smack that and see how hard it is?
They didn't say that.
Yeah. I,
Populated. We did contact, Mike Morse, with, the engineering about, getting a hydraulic study done on 118 and High Road. We should have it this week.
okay. So are you guys aware of what he's talking about?
No.
Okay, so 118 and I, there's a situation where farmer claims that water's coming down, flooding his field, and he feels like the majority of it is on us, that it's the way the drainage is coming off. We've gone in there at least twice that I know of and cleaned the ditches and to get water to the creek, and it keeps silting back in. So instead of doing this a third time, I've asked Scott to reach out to BG.
Well, an engineering firm, I went with, the lead engineering, because he does the hydraulic studies for
Okay.
most everything else.
Something he can probably do from just inside the office there, you can look at the situation and determine where is the issue at? Why is all that water coming into his field? It's flooding several acres, killing all his corn or beans. And so this way, we can hand that to the farmer and say, here's the problem, and here's what you need to do, here's what we need to do to fix the problem. Instead of trying to put a Band-Aid on it every couple of years, it makes no sense. So let's get an answer to what's causing it.
Was it 118 and I?
Yeah, it's just there's a smaller tube there. He claims that's part of the issue, and then we get large rains, it goes bypasses the tube and some other things.
We was out there the other day and the water had not gone across the road, it had gone through the tube. There was water standing in the ditch, then the road, and then a berm, a small berm, and then, it was dirt, and then water standing in the field. So,
There's no way for that water in the ditch to get to the creek? Or do we
it was running,
It was running?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
yes.
It wasn't standing water.
But the water had gone down enough to where there was dirt between our ditch and his water in his field. So you've got that field made to where it's kind of like this, so all the water's running down.
So hopefully the engineering study will answer the questions, then there'll be no doubt in his mind, there'll be no doubt in the county's mind, and we can find a long-term solution.
Right.
At a minimal cost. If you can go out there and start digging stuff up and changing tubes and doing stuff, and never fix the issue.
Right.
Anyway,
I
that's
think we did, that's one of the projects we were on when I came over the road and bridge. And it is a long, flat area, so the water's not gonna run fast. We did replace the tube then. We did not upsize it or anything, we just put the tube back that was there, so, this should tell us whether it's the right size or not.
Okay. Okay, before you go on, is this actually on 118th or is it on I?
Well, it's a corner.
Yeah, right here at
118,
Just comes and goes.
118, and maybe
118.
farther down 118 where it flattens out.
Okay.
There's the field to the west,
yeah, where I road's at, it turns, and the tube's right there in that corner.
Okay.
We got some overhead doors down here for recycling, one at the HHW end, and, the one at the lead end. It's got some panels that have been bent over the years, they're starting to get some hinges breaking, and some cables that are frayed, so we got a quote for it the other day. I think it's a little high, so I'm going to get a couple more quotes, from other places. So right now, the first quote's got it around almost $6,000 to replace 4 panels. 2 panels, and some cables and some hinges. So I'm trying to get that, but just note that there's a quote coming. Since you guys got an email about Enterprise, rental for fleets, they'll be out here Wednesday, I believe at 2 o'clock, so if you guys are interested, we'll come hear what he has to say, or got questions, let me know. Okay, W Road, pretty much the rock on W, we should be finished up with today or tomorrow. They're starting on the other curve also, start packing dirt in and stuff today. They setting up there's 2 that need to wash out up there, so he's setting up their 2 washing details, so we're getting closer on it.
Okay. So estimated time of completion, go back to normal life, will be.
W part of it, hopefully, like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, the curve part of it.
Of this month.
Yes.
Okay.
The curve part of it, probably mid next week, I would say.
So you feel like, I mean, based on what you're seeing up there?
No. It's good. Yes.
Do you have numbers from the Underground Rock? You guys talk about that?
We haven't talked about that yet. I think we percent. Is it 270,000?
I was showing 343 on 4%. Must be taking money out of that for the W project.
We only have 305, 713, 52 balance, and then the tickets, I estimated what money it's probably about 50,000.
Okay,
So I come up with like 255, 713.
okay, I didn't subtract all that. But she was telling me she had, for W Road that we were in the hole 49,872.34, the 17,000 of it has already been paid.
I told her to let it rest so we can just check.
Right. Our regular rock fund, we're still at, 574,671.48. Mid-states, we're talking about the extra charges, fuel charge, surcharge, stuff like that. So far this year, we paid, $1,817.72. Charges above the rock price. So, just an FYI.
And so, you said in current year, budgeted rock funds were 500 change,
Yeah, 574.
okay, almost 600. So how do you see that out? We're just in the 4th month, that we're halfway through, almost halfway through our rock budget. Are you slowing that down?
We're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Especially with summer, well, we got chip and seal seasons coming up, dust control seasons coming up, so we'll be utilizing those drivers on those projects. So that should slow down.
Okay, good, but I guess my question is, are you taking proactive measures to actually say, okay, at this point in time, we're going to slow down to needs only and that type of thing?
That's what we've been doing. is needs only.
Okay. Because I don't want to wake up in July and find out that we only have $100,000 left on it, that type of thing.
A lot of it when, the rain, a lot of mud spots came, so that's where a lot of that shine went.
So you think it'll slow down in the summer, Joe? Because
If it stays dry.
Yeah.
I mean, we're picking our battles, but
That's what I needed to hear, that you're evaluating those things to go, okay, this is a bigger need than what we really need to do, so thank you.
All right, they put 4 tubes in last week, one at 206 R5, one at W 286, one on E Road between 134 and 142, and then one 262 and Q4 appears to be good condition, we'll come down to it. Got our annual fire signature inspection coming up Wednesday, so to get everything in and get that done. Flow prevention stuff we talked about last week about how things were all messed up in the book. We got that all changed and sent back in, and he's fixed it and sent it to us. So we should be good there for the next 5 years on those tanks. The other tanks we had done last year that we installed, so they're good for 5 years. That's all I did.
There you go.
No, we have a morning meeting before we come here and everybody addresses concerns and issues for us. Yeah, I think they're good outcome.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to go into executive session for 10 minutes for non-elected personnel employee performance. To include the commission.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
I'm going to go into executive session for the purpose of personnel matters, non-elected personnel, for 15 minutes starting at 9:36, reopening at 15 minutes later, do the math. In this room for employee performance to include Scott, our attorney, Chrissy. Joe, have a great day.
Second.
Okay, probably move to go into executive session for employee performance, non-elected personnel for, how long is that, 15?
Yep.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carried.
So happy. It's like spring. I'm gonna bring up.
Hang on just a second.
You're fine. Oh, look.
So we're back in.
Sorry.
Okay. I'd entertain a motion.
Okay. I move that we go into executive session for the purpose of attorney-client.
Hang on. I'd entertain a motion for the road bridge.
Thank you. I wasn't sure what.
Yeah, for road bridge for the morning.
Okay.
I know.
So I move that we're going to put Scott Kieffaber on administrative leave starting today immediately, and we'll run through Friday, the 24th, without pay.
I'll second it.
Okay, we probably moved seconded that we're going to place Scott Kieffaber on administrative leave unpaid until Friday, April 24th. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carried.
So they used to defer mine.
Yeah, we're gonna get Darlene up. All right, you're ready.
How are you guys today?
Great, Darlene.
Oh, I'm good. I'm basically here, you guys probably know, our noxious weed department, recycling center, hazardous waste, our hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30. And then from Memorial Day to Labor Day, we're open on Saturdays from 8 to noon. And I'm here because I'd like to not be open on Saturdays anymore. Simple fact is, we are starting to get busy. The noxious weed department gets very crazy.
Right.
And with that being said, then I only got 4 employees now. That's all this is for. And with that being said, 2 of us have to take off during the week 4 hours to be able to work that Saturday. And it just gets like chaos with, they can't finish their work, the production, or whatever, everything. And then the other 2 employees have to stop what theirs are and continue what they're doing. It's kind of stressful, and we are very, very thin. I mean, I'm not complaining, it's just a fact.
Right.
What happens. And we do have a recycling trailer out front that's always out there all the time during the weekends too, and then for closed for a holiday, we always put 2 out there. It doesn't matter if we are open or if we're not open. We get the trailer full and plus a pile. That's just the fact. It always happens.
That's unfortunate.
It is, but it
And
is
we
what it
have
is.
a camera up out there too, right?
Yeah, we do have cameras, yeah. They're not the best cameras though. You're really hard to see much, but they're out there. And during the Saturdays that we're open, I don't have the actual figures because it's not actual, like how many customers we get with recycling. But we can always count it on our fingers of how many we get on our Saturday. But I do have a spreadsheet here showing the last 5 years of how many noxious weed customers we have. I have them here for you.
Okay. Give them the clerk so we can have a copy of that.
I do have a copy for each of the guys here.
Perfect.
So, but to show on that part, another thing too is closing the Saturdays is that all employees can actually do their job, 40 hours for the week, And plus another thing too is like not being open on Saturdays, then we don't have the cost of all the utilities. I don't know what that comes out to on Saturdays, but it is a cost that we have to,
But practically, it sounds like closing on Saturday is a good thing.
Yes, it is. And I hope you guys will take consideration of what I said and then with the spreadsheet of how many noxious customers we've had on our Saturdays the last 5 years. I'll give those 2 for you. And
Yeah,
you'll look at
we'll
it.
take a look at everything.
Yeah, I really do appreciate it.
Okay.
I'll just give these to you, I'll leave them in the cabin.
Then when do you think, Mr. Chair, we would give her an answer?
Well, for Memorial Day.
Well, I'd really like to know just a little bit before that because.
Well, sure, but it'll be before Memorial Day, that was, by the time we look at this, talk.
Yeah, because I really do, because I have to put people's names on the schedule, who's working what Saturdays, because they always like to know that in advance, and I do too, so.
And I don't think it'd be a bad idea that way we can get it on our website, Facebook, and get it out to people we would no longer be open on Saturday.
Yeah, I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
You
Earlier the better.
that would be wonderful. So, but that's all I have, I'm just asking on that part.
Okay.
All right, sounds good, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Conversation I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
no, I was thinking the same thing.
So,
Yep, executive session, please.
okay, so I move that we go into executive session for the purpose of personnel matters, non-elected, employee performance. I think 5 minutes would be long.
Yep, I should do it.
Starting at 9:58, and back at 10:03. in this room with Darlene, attorney and the clerk.
Yes, we probably move second to go into executive session for 5 minutes with attorney Darlene, our clerk, for non-elected personnel employee performance and further discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Now we can do the other one.
Or we can talk about other stuff for a while. So.
That's great. What's the other one? I'm losing track here.
Attorney-client.
Oh, which one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can pass some other things a little bit. So, what are we going to do, Mr. Chairman?
That's
Well, I wanted to get straight about the sales tax.
Okay.
I'm not tracking with you.
so.
We went, ran into everything back.
Yeah, I'm not.
Here with them. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess, tell me what is specifically the sales tax.
Sure.
Sunset.
So the 0.4%, 0.04%, 0.04% sunsets this year, end of the year.
Okay, so your understanding of that was a specially authorized sales.
7 months.
Well, yeah, but
So
why
by
can't you read it? You can read it, can't you?
Nope, not without legislative approval.
right, you have to have the legislature approve because it's for a new contract, a new period of time.
Well, but this.
Unless you have something that you can talk to the legislature, attorney, legal staff, and
For Kansas Department of Revenue? Because here's what I'm getting at. Okay, so what I found was there was no statute passed that did anything to the statute. So it's still there as always was.
but it died.
Well, I mean, did you guys have a provision in there that said we want another renewal of this? Because right now, the only thing I see in the statute is in A13, which is, you know, you remember you got the one for home health care was 41, right? So there's one, it was the first one was ever, it was an 88, and now we're here in 2026, and you're at 41 getting the home health care, or the home health care. That was A13. So I'm trying to figure out how or why did you not impose that until like 2020?
I'm not tracking.
Well, see, this says the Board of County Commissioners of Jackson County may submit the question of imposing a countywide retailer sales tax rate of 0.4% and pledging the revenue received therefrom for the purpose of financing public infrastructure projects. Such tax shall expire after 7 years from the date such tax is first collected. Now, when you have a sunset provision in the regular sales tax, you have to do it for 10 years. It's not permanent. Just a general. You could say we're going to have 0.5% for special purposes. But the statute says that's only for 10 years. And you've got to put that limitation in. That doesn't mean you don't have authorization to do another.
You're trying to get another one through the House.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean is, but do you need, if this 13 still exists, their position is you can only do it once, it's a one shot? Because, I mean, just logically, when was A13 passed? And how long is that sales tax been in effect?
A number of years, I'm not sure when they first put it in.
it's been a long time.
Because I believe that it has,
My
I
understanding.
believe it's been repassed a couple of times.
Voted on.
Couple times.
Yes, I get that every 7 years you have to do it. I'm saying that if you don't need legislative, if that legislative approval is good for every time you do it, you're just renewing it. And you still have it.
So, I
You
guess,
do it now.
okay, so then what you would need to do is reach out to Department of Commerce or Taxation and ask them that question. Say, it appears that maybe our county does not need legislative approval, we just need to renew it.
To continue the
Or
0.04%.
instead of 05.
But part of the reason that we're asking for new legislation and we can, is because we're increasing it 0.5%, plus we're taking it from the cities, incorporated cities.
That's 0.1%. We're going from 0.04 to 0.05.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that has to have new legislation. But the current one, maybe we can.
So that's what I'm
I've
saying.
never heard that. I've never been given.
I think the proof may be in the pudding, in the sense that if somebody can tell me 813 is just too low of a number to be 7 years ago. in my mind. So if it got renewed once or twice, the KDOR said, okay, just like if you could do a special tax for 10 years. And then at the end of the 10 years, you can say, okay, we just need to do it. It was great, we need to do it again. Boom, we'll pass it, we'll do it, the election was had, and the resolution was passed, but the state didn't have to, the legislature didn't have to do anything, because they let me. Now, I'm sure, because what was proposed, from what I read, is that they were gonna change it so that basically the counties and the cities just have that kind of carte
Yeah,
blanche.
they didn't get that done either.
Yeah, they wouldn't, you could have just said, we want 0.5% for the cities, for the county councilor's lounge. And they would have had, yeah, you could do that. But,
So I guess at this point, you would need to check with their legal staff and say, is this in play that until we get new legislation passed, can we just renew it?
So
Okay.
we're good 2020, so six years, because it sunsets this year.
do we know if we're supposed before that?
At least twice, I think, maybe 3.
Yeah, it's been,
I'm thinking-
I remember voting on it many
I
times.
think at least that was our 3rd vote on it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I can look through the legislative history and find out too. It's just,
Because the first time
There's
it's part of the
41.
economic development.
Yes.
Right.
Economic development.
That was what, 10% or something like that?
Something, yeah.
That's why it's 0.4 instead of,
So in November 19 ballot, it was renewed.
And it looks
So-
like there was a special question election in 78, 82.
2014 to 2018, so 2014 would have been the first year.
20 what?
14? That's according to
Did
this.
Christie just say,
Well, I don't know, this is a special question election.
This is just how much has been collected in collection period.
Oh, okay, okay.
So 2014 to 2018, then those are the dates that it was collected, and then 19 it was renewed.
okay, so in 2000, they were up to 10, subsection 10. Yeah, this was the statute was in effect in 2006 at least, probably passed before that.
Yeah, maybe this was just the data they gave for those dates from 14 to 18. Just,
Well, usually it's just like you guys did. You asked for it to be added without. Yeah, that would make it 2004. Yeah, so it's probably mean, that just gives me the foothold.
Okay.
To say, you know, because there isn't any other statute amendment I can see that authorizes that again. So, if you guys may need to have a renewal vote, like, on the ballot thing, but you don't need legislative passage, that's true.
Looks that then if you would please,
Find that out.
And I can't understand why they wouldn't, because you've had, I mean, that would be 2004 you did it. And that would go to 2012. 2012 would be to 2019. So that's at least twice you reauthorized. And then probably find, if you can find the one, find those resolutions, if they all say 813,
Would you like copies?
I would.
I'm gonna research those.
Yeah, I know.
She does an excellent job.
You see all little issues.
Miss Tara.
Oh, Terry, yeah. So that would be, yeah, that would be the point at which probably right now to get, I guess, when does it sunset in 2027 right now?
2026.
The end of this year.
End of this year? Okay, so,
That's why we need to vote on it.
Yep.
August.
yeah, well, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't start the process now,
We can put it on the ballot.
primary ballot.
But we just need to verify that the state, the Department of Commerce will allow it.
Yep. Park ribbon.
That would be good.
So I'm not crazy.
Hope not.
Yeah. 78. So they refer to the statute.
Give me a copy of that.
Yeah, she does. Okay, other stuff?
This one.
Yeah.
What else do you have?
Well, probably just executive session to talk about NEKES County. About 15 minutes.
The bottom one.
I move to go into executive session for the purposes of attorney-client privilege discussions for a period of 15 minutes, starting in 10:16. The meeting will reopen in 10:31. With our attorney, clerk, commissioners, for the purpose of discussing claims against the county.
Second.
Okay, it's probably moving second, go into executive session for attorney-client privilege, claims against the county, 15 minutes, reopen this session, clerk, attorney, and commissioners. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carried.
That's the business I had for the, so anything else?
I can't think of anything, you guys?
It's too easy. Too easy.
Just start working on a resolution for Congress.
Yeah.
What's that doing tomorrow?
We'll,
Oh, that's my name.
Oh, okay.
we'll leave you to it then, if that's okay.
All right, sounds good, buddy.
What's all abbreviation with one o'clock? That's
Jackson County Coalition.
Jackson County Community Coalition State.
Yeah, that's it.
So basically, it's, I think it's 1,000.
Okay, so we're ready for the resolution.
Abbreviation.
We're ready for the resolution. What number will it be?
Seven.
707. All right, we have before us resolution for 2026-07 for rezoning for the Hoffman Welding Brothers. Do you want me to read the whole thing, or is we good? Okay. So I would entertain a motion to approve. The planning commission has approved it, and I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
It's been probably moved and seconded to approve resolution 2026-07 for Hoffman Brothers Welding's new facility zoning change. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The only other thing we'll leave now is the resolution. Can be carried on, and we talked about that before you go, about carrying on and adding that road for a right turn only.
That'd be something completely different.
Yeah, so we'd have to have another resolution, because that's what we do off the haul route, right?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
So, off the haul route, coming on to 75 with semis, we have them turn right to go to the overpass to turn back around to come back to the south. Turn north to come back to south. Because there's not enough room to stick a semi out across the median.
Yeah.
So same way here.
First question is it our responsibility to make that determination? And do we have to do a resolution to do that? Or can we just sign it that way?
Do you have a resolution as a truck route now?
No, it's not a truck route.
Or how do you control traffic on a highway?
Coming off of our road. We'll have to do it at the,
So we'd have to look at the resolution for 142 is designated 142nd Road, all the way over to the quarry is designated a haul route.
Okay.
And so controlling coming off of that, we have a sign that says you must, that all trucks, all semi-trucks must turn right with 150, make their turn through the overpass, and then go back south if they're headed south. There is no right turn in the median because it doesn't.
This is on Highway 75.
Yeah. Now maybe, Todd, maybe that's not the right approach. That's just what was done when the quarry was enacted. But maybe it would require the state of Kansas because that's their authority from, I don't know how many feet it is back off the edge of the road. Maybe they come in and just put a sign up that says no right turn for semi-traffic.
Yeah, I mean, where the fences are usually is a good indication where the highway roadway is. So
Correct.
if it's within that area, then
And actually, it's farther back on 134th, that right-of-way fence comes back
quite a ways.
quite a ways. So,
it's an interesting, because I mean, if you were to say the road where they're supposed to turn north, the road between that and the highway was substandard for hauling, and that'd be clear authority. So it could handle them going, but they would then be crossing the road.
Well, to go south.
Yeah, leaving the trailers in there.
Yeah.
The accidents.
So there, to me, there's a couple of different ways to approach this. Reach out to KDOT. Now, I mean, you know, whether that's Calvin Reed or whether that's just somebody who, an engineer at KDOT, you know, wherever that may be. Or did we just put a sign up? Do we have to have a resolution?
Yeah, and I gotta look at what you're,
I hate making a resolution when it's not necessary.
Right.
well, yeah, I think what the issue would be is that if you don't have a resolution, then, I mean, it's all about catching the guy, right? I mean, if you,
Correct.
if the sheriff catches the guy in between the highway right of way and that turn, he can presumably stop them and give them a ticket. And then if you didn't have a resolution, the ticket wouldn't work because there is no enforcement. Well, yeah, there's nothing to violate per se except the sign directing them, which is a suggestion of that.
But if the state of Kansas puts that sign up,
Yeah. And, well, I think that there's statutes that say that you guys can, maybe it's called truck route, I don't know what the nomenclature is, it says you can designate an area that trucks have to go. And, which may include this. And I think, you know, I don't know that anybody would police it such that they would say, well, you know, the section of the road from the right turn to the highway is actually a pretty good road in and you should be able to do that. When I don't think anybody's going to do that, you guys can say, this is, if the statute says this can be done, then it can be done, and you can do it. And it doesn't matter what the state says. So I probably look for that first.
Okay.
And just say, okay, is this kind of thing within your authority? And really, the only mechanism again for enforcement is that the sheriff can stop somebody who's driving between them. So,
Okay, well, we can look for that.
not only for that, but just being able to write someone a ticket for liability. If that sign's up there and they pull through the intersection and somebody hits them because they're sticking out, there's not enough room, that plays a big piece in that.
insurance being, okay,
All right, thanks, sir.
he almost escaped.
Yep, close.
It was moments.
Here, I've got some lawn use requests. Donna Ashcraft for Jackson County Farm Bureau. For their National Beef Month celebration. Wednesday, May 20th from 10:30 to 2:30. Anything? Okay.
I don't have a problem with it, I think that's been done every year.
Yep. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, enjoy your day.
Okay, see you.
All right, we have a couple of abatements. And did you get my email sent on, or the email on to the other commissioners?
Okay, just one. Did you know you took the
Yes, please.
job?
I don't know, I don't know the cell number.
You don't have to. Is Joe there? I'm not glad he is. Hey. Would you be able to introduce Well, you threw me for a minute, I got into it confused, thought maybe you give me one
Should be.
number. That's all right, I don't mind. All right, next up.
6:30 for the loop.
You answered it, I thought it's voice, I thought it was somebody else. I was like, He is on his way out.
Take a break. What are the criteria for the scholarship? Is there any criteria?
That's to be K-State,
What's that?
that's to be K-State.
Okay. That's the only thing?
I don't think there's a certain degree they have to
Yeah.
do. Just to K-State.
And I think they could already have been going to K-State for like 40 years. or whatever.
holdings up here. As far as the applications.
They want to use the one that counselors all have.
It's in the courtroom. That's upstairs. It's all done. It's really good. I didn't go up there, but I pulled it up on the camera.
Can I jump in with a couple things?
We did not talk about, Ethan and his pay.
Good catch.
Approved that. That needs to happen.
I need to have you sign the April 6th minutes again, evidently. I might have deleted them, so Tara retyped them.
Okay.
And then March 23rd, there's an amendment just to update the executive session part, so it shows if it's another motion.
Okay.
So if you would sign those two. And then I have a gentleman, Eric Wright, the senior outreach manager. He would like to know if they can post their links on our website for mental health awareness. I'll let you read it.
So do you just want us to initial by the amendments?
Yes, please. The ROS program is not extended or updated by
12-9?
the ROS, it's where they can ask for reimbursement for the school funding.
Yes. They-
We won't have that resolution anymore.
On today's minutes, on the second page, it says, toward the bottom, next to the last paragraph, Chair Mark Pruett signed a designation of emergency vehicle.
Yeah, for the,
I know what it is, but will the public know what that is? It's emergency vehicle authorization to drive with red lights and sirens. Maybe will help the public understand. It almost sounds like we bought an emergency vehicle. But
I just put this enables them to drive through an emergency with lights and sirens.
so where is this gentleman from?
It's out of state that they have things that they post for different areas.
What's it called?
Mental health, links for mental health.
It's called therapy.com.
Then before I said yes or no, I probably ask IP Pathways whether posting links like that are a good thing or not.
Yeah, they've got places all over.
Okay. That would be what I would,
yeah, I agree asking
But if they're okay with it, the links are okay.
I don't have a problem with
You said on the mental health board, right? That,
it. No.
no? I would almost run that past them first, the group that we
Yeah.
pay appropriations, just to make sure they're okay with it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You never know.
That's a good point.
So in the minutes, it says planning and zoning administrator Steve came in and we went through this. And it says it would be amended that the state to state structures measuring 500 square feet or less and holding a value of 5,000 square feet. Okay, so, all right, just help me.
I took that off your board.
Okay, but I just want to make sure that what we're saying is that it's got to be 500 square feet and less than $5,000. If it's 500 square feet and a $12,000 building, then it has to have a building permit. We're not saying that any building less than $5,000. Okay, I just want to make
That's
sure
how I
that
understand it.
is that the way you understand it, Mark?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I thought.
Okay, I just want to double check for my own.
Yeah.
And just one other piece of that, I had somebody talk to me about this and said, well, so if it's less than that, 500 square feet or $5,000, do we have to pay taxes on it? So back to Kate and had a conversation, and yes, the state statute, and I have it, requires that it's either personal property or a structure.
Yep.
So if it's on skids, as everybody likes to call it, or it's movable, it is personal property, which is at a higher rate. And we don't have any choice but to put it on the tax roll as one or the other. So is that what you guys believe?
That's what I thought, yes, that's,
Okay.
it's taxed no matter what.
I think helping the public understand that is that we don't have a choice. We can't say if the structure is this, we're not going to charge taxes.
Right.
We have no choice but to charge property tax on it, whether it's personal property at the 30 point whatever, or real property at 11.5.
Yep.
So I'm going to get this information to the guy that called me, so that he has that. Hi, Joe.
Ready?
I am. Okay, so I move that we go into executive session for purposes of personnel matters, non-elected personnel for a period of 15 minutes, starting at 10:59, coming back at 11:14. To this room to include Joe and Christie. For employee performance.
Would you like,
Yeah.
would you like Marion to listen?
Yeah, I would like Marion included in that. Not, this isn't for employee performance, okay, it is, yeah. That's my motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's probably moved second to go into executive session for non-elected personnel employee performance for 15 minutes to include Joe, the clerk, Mary, commissioner. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carried.
No, I don't have these on mine.
Okay, so has everybody read through the minutes?
Reading press.
I'm just about ready.
Okay, just let me know when you're done.
I'm ready.
All right. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of April 13th, 2026 with corrections.
Covered.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes of April 13th, 2026 with corrections. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Check with my drawer, is that okay?
I don't know, they fired me when I came back that day.
Well, I have been in my drawer, but that man must have thrown it away.
I just really count on you. I figured you had, I got let's go.
I have been long time.
You missed that one?
I missed that one.
Well, I go in and I grab the date and I just do a save as on the date. I
Yes.
swear I did it, but maybe I didn't. Lost it one.
Tell Trey not to throw the trash away.
Break real quick. You guys read over the advanced swear meetings? Or looking at them? Yeah, those are just your initials on that.
two of them didn't send pictures. So two of them didn't send back pictures. And one of them didn't sign their application. So that matters, I'm just saying. Jeez.
Okay, will you guys explain to me, the roads you were talking about, the turnaround, I got lost in that. For the track turnaround, 136.
Oh, up there at, Pruett.
Yeah, Hoffman Welding is still there on the corner.
Right.
So Mark said he had a citizen that called and said, hey, if they're gonna have semis in and out of there, if you're headed from their business west to the highway, they would have to turn to north, 150th, make their turn to go back south.
On the,
Overpass, yeah. Because you can't fit a semi across that median there. And I'll bet you KDOT will have a say in that. I would guess.
They did it the first time, but
That
we
was
did
what,
it
142?
But we designated that entire road a haul.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping we don't have to do a resolution, and KDOT just gonna put a sign up.
Yeah.
Saying all semi-traffic must run right. But, I don't know, they're fine.
She told her she was straight up. I just
Claire, or, I need you to organize that. Mom said I can fit her by herself next week. They have to take her, pick her up, this one was so small. So it might be missing the word already on that. So she's just not moving inside. She has to go back in the infusion center today, so she has to go in by so she's going I think you said us to sign that one since we have the first copy.
This is the replacement. Got all signed.
Yes, please.
So on the main square unit, is it broken up between the interest, or is it the interest earned from the invested portion of it?
Right.
The only interest that we use.
Okay, and it's broken up between the Van Square scholarship and the Van Square needy?
Right.
Okay.
Basically, we can leave. Used to be gap, it's open all the time.
So do we normally leave a nest egg in there? Like last year started, what, $97?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Maybe $100 in there or whatever. So how many scholarships do we have to go to? You said one of them wasn't signed.
Yeah, two of them don't have pictures and one is not signed.
Is there-
The
is there supposed to be
the
pictures?
instructions say down at the bottom, send a picture with them.
Okay. Well, then honestly, I think that those three are gonna be,
There's two of them, just two of them.
but the one signed.
It's the one that had a picture with
Oh,
those.
then pick those two,
Yeah.
okay.
So that one didn't do either one.
You got six?
What's that?
You got six?
So we got six then. So that would be.
You could do
So that's a, what we did a 300 or 6 of them. This one couldn't sign.
It's still broken and send a picture.
So those two are out.
You could actually do
Do it, wouldn't you?
$500 one for 6 hours, $33,000. Might not work.
We don't have that much
We don't have that much money, we've only got 1879.
Got a problem.
If we did, I did 17, I think I did 1750. Divided by 6.
I really got
That's, so we could do it, that's $9 more, we could do $300 for 6 of them. What do you think, Keith? Oh, we had two of them we're gonna have to throw out. Because we didn't send a picture of one, and one of them signed, that was one. And the other one didn't send a picture of what we need instructions.
So you send a picture of it. Please close photograph that one.
Okay.
This kid didn't sign it or send a picture.
Okay.
She didn't send a picture.
So those two are gonna have to be out. So then there's a $300, we can do a $300 for the last, for the other 6. That's Sound good to you?
Fine. You have the list of the other states.
Here, you want that? Yeah, this one.
Oh, yeah, no, it hasn't. I slid it.
Everything, everything's good.
Who's the Catherine's related to?
That would be Steve Knight and Catherine's, their granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
Steve, is Steve here, is he one of the representatives or is that Larry?
That's it.
That's Larry. That would be,
Related to him?
Yeah.
Cousin?
cousin,
You know his cousin?
who's,
Larry? Yeah, Jimmy himself.
one,
He's the one that jumped me out for a meeting about the excavator and I just wrote, respond back to it.
So you're good on this sheet right there.
you got it?
Thank you.
Okay.
Perfect. Thanks very much. Letters to go with. Christie, before this afternoon's meeting, would you be able to print off the sheet for the alcohol tax? And what we have, what I need is what we have and what's appropriated out of that, so I know what's left in there. That would be fantastic. Let's step back over. Get that off my list.
Open minds. Want to make importance of that. Still weird things.
So the two that are put together, unput together, there are ones that are not.
You know, they did at the last minute pass a bill for the treasurers to add on some fees to their vehicle. Stuff to go in their budget.
So Lisa told me.
I think there was 3 counties that did get their sales tax bill passed.
Really?
Yeah.
3 larger counties.
There were counties that maybe they represented.
Yeah. Well, they started off, they wanted to let just those 3 counties, the largest counties, be able to not have to come to the legislature to do what they wanted to, but the rest of us are still gonna have to come on bended knee and say, will you please?
Yep.
First of these is all the budget stuff that was laying this week, I'm gonna pitch it. It's like 2022.
So you guys looked at the email that I had Christie forward to you?
The one from NEKES,
The one about NEKES.
the profit loss and budget. and-
Yeah, our counterparts in Atchison, who is serving on that board now, in place of Eric Noel, who resigned, is looking at ways to possibly roll what they are doing into our county health officers that we are already using and already paying. We're paying $10,000 to them per county.
Okay.
So and we have them coming in this afternoon to present their proposal. So, I need to talk to Casey a little bit more and see if she has got with Deanna and how they can actually do this, if they can do it, or if we can do it. They're asking for $50,000 to upgrade their software, and this, that, and the other thing. It's kind of like, what are we really getting out of this? So we're looking at doing, we've talked about this a couple more meetings, we're looking at doing some different things, so.
I can't open any of the attachments. I've 100. So I guess,
No, basically it's just showing their PDF for profit loss and things like that, so. But I just wanted you guys to be aware that there are, there's possibilities some changes might be coming for that.
Okay.
so they're gonna, so you're saying they're wanting additional money?
So they talked in board meetings about wanting additional money, but from the letter that Casey has for Atchison County, they're still asking for their $10,000, so. But like I say, there might be changes, and not this year, then next year, possibly changes to where our health departments take over basically what they're doing.
They have the capability to do that?
Apparently, when they take a water sample, they're already taking to the health departments, and the health departments send them in. So as far as going out and looking at, that there's still some things to be worked out, what we can and cannot do and how they can do it. So this is just in a conversation, and we talked about this before with them, and this is just in conversation to try to figure out if there is something that we can do here that, because I think you've asked the question before too, what are we actually getting for that for $10,000? They're collecting all the fees, they're collecting this, they're collecting that. So it's something that's being looked into.
So we wouldn't have them, our health department would go out and inspect sewers and
Lagoons,
but any sewer
Yeah.
system,
any sewer system, yeah.
and they're gonna have the approval and do that?
That's what we're looking into, to see how the health department can take that over.
Why can't it be a requirement of an individual? So if an individual's gonna go out here, if they're gonna put in a lateral system where they need to know, instead of paying a stipend, why can't Northeastern Kansas Environmental just charge a fee for that and do it on their own? Why do we need to offset that?
Yeah, that's a good question, because that's what they're doing right now, but we're just offsetting and we're paying basically for their internet, their utilities, their this, that, and the other thing. So yeah, that is a very good question. They're charging fees and they're keeping all the money. Can you open those attachments up on there?
What do Nemaha and Donovan do? It says Nemaha and Donovan. I asked about Nemaha and Donovan, their commissioners do not take part. What do they do in those counties? Do they just not have regulations? They have to be inspected?
No, the Northeast Kansas Board has a commission for Jackson, Brown, and Atchison. However, I want to ask about Nemaha or Donovan. None of their commissioners want to be part of the board.
Oh, want to be part of it?
Yeah, they have representatives, either the county health representative or Nemaha at one time had the solid waste director up there. You can, yeah, if you would, that way Keith has a chance to look at that and see what's going on with them. But like I say, I just want you guys to be aware of what's going on, especially since we're having talking for today. That's one place where we might have to put a little bit more money to the health department, but save a little bit from NEKES. I don't know. It's all up in the air, just being talked about. Okay? So there's what the attachments are. All right, we're gonna recess until 1 or?
I think so.
Yeah. So we'll be in recess till 1 o'clock. Quick back here, the bell's on.
Are they ready for all of us?
What's that?
Will they read this in?
Oh yeah, you come on in. You bet.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay, bye. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Beautiful. Got the crew?
How are you doing? Kevin Vanderbilt.
We should go outside and have this meeting outside.
Sorry.
Watch the squirrels play.
Yeah, that's all.
Senior citizens.
Are we doing all of bullet points at once?
Someone said they were a senior passenger or something. I was like, yeah, just a senior citizen.
So, like, we're doing, just go with that. Okay, so go.
And I was like, so you were a senior in school and he was a senior citizen? That was after. It wasn't this person.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. I'm sending one of them over. Hey, it is, it's time. All right, guys, 1 o'clock, how y'all doing? Good, good to see you all here today.
I'll just start by speaking real fast. I'm Mary Davis, Superintendent at Pruett Valley. We appreciate you taking time with us to be on the agenda today. We are representing the Jackson County Communities That Care Coalition. And inside of that is a subgroup that's called JCYC, which is our Jackson County Youth Coalition. So we are tasked each year to kind of work on alcohol and drug cessation within our community. And at the same time, too, we also have been working on mental health and improving mental health outcomes for young people in our community as well. But with that today, we thought we would start by sharing with you the work that we've done over the last 12 months since the last time that we have visited with the Commission. And then at the end, we would like to ask for continued support from the Commission as well, too, to have these same projects take place next year. So I think Jackson Heights is going to get started with us this morning.
I'm Kevin Vanderbilt, I'm principal of Jackson Heights. We have 3 young ladies. Come on up, ladies. We have Jordan, Josie, and Gracie. We'll be informing you a little bit of what we've done this year.
Well, hi guys.
How are you all doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
Good.
So this year has honestly been a really fun year for us. We have gotten a new, what would it be called? Like sponsor. Yeah, I forgot the name. But yeah, so this is NEKES. This is our sponsor. It's been a really fun year getting to figure things out. We started off the year with meeting with all of the JCYC groups at the beginning of the school year to kind of plan out like some ideas and stuff like that. We all got this paper of like certain things that we would do for certain weeks and stuff like that. So some schools may have some similar ideas, or we might have done some similar things. We did a elementary trunk or treat event.
that was super fun. I really loved getting to see all like the little kids in their little costumes and everything else. We handed out some things that kind of correlated with Red Ribbon Week and stuff like that. Just a lot of our pencils, bracelets, along with some candy that are just say no to drugs, stuff like that. We also brought in a speaker around like the fall, or sort of around there. The speaker was Taylor Johnson. He talked about a lot of mental health topics, and honestly, he was a really good presenter. We got a lot of good feedback from him, and I was really excited to have him there.
We also started Red Ribbon Week, which we did some like Kahoot during lunchtime to get the middle schoolers and the high schoolers involved, and they get to answer questions about like what the outcome is and stuff like that. We had some pledge cards, so we would like write down that you'd pledge, and if you did that, then you would get a certain prize and whatnot. We did some posters around to like keep them, willing to do this and wanting to be drug free and get alcohol out of the way. We did a red ribbon change at the elementary, which we had kids do like a little, something they don't want to do, like say no to drugs or something that they can write down and read together. We did a mental health collab with Royal Valley during the basketball games. We had, our theme was green out for mental health. We took some balloons. We had, our cotton candy was green, we went all out green. And then we just had more kids come out there. The kids even got to have some face paint and some things like that with all green.
So one of the topics that we covered was seatbelt checks. So at the beginning of the year, we collected data on who had their seatbelts on, who didn't, numbers like that, and sent it off to the Safe Commission that kind of deals with that data. And we have to send that in a couple times a year. And so what we ultimately ended up doing with that is what was coming up, seatbelt checks. So we stop drivers as they're coming into school, and if they have their seatbelts on, they get a piece of candy. And if they don't, then we kind of tell them about why it's important for their seatbelts. The other thing we did is, everybody knows that finals can get stressful for anybody. So right before our finals week, we're going to have a couple mental health days of how to keep calm during testing, and we're going to make stress balls for everybody to have just to kind of release some tension during testing. And prom is coming up too. So for our post-prom, we are getting $25 gift cards. And if you sign a pledge to wear your seatbelt after prom, then you're entered into a drawing to get one of those gift cards.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, we're from Holton High School. My name's Alan Craig here.
I'm Kimberly Fluke, and I'm a junior.
I'm Martha Dillard, and I'm also a junior.
So part of our JC Vice Year, we incorporate our resist and safe work. And resist is like anti-nicotine and anti-tobacco, and then safe is the seatbelt. So you'll hear about safe and resist things. So we started the year with a new tradition: student painted parking spots. HHS needed more school spirit, so I decided to work on getting painted parking spots in our school. Then Will Hutchison came and talked to all of our schools, correct? Yes, all of our schools about mental health, and he helped a lot of us relate to mental health in a new kind of way. And then here's our flyer for Will Hutchinson. And then I'm a member of the statewide youth council for Resist. So I had the opportunity to travel the state and have meetings with high schoolers all around the state. In March, we gave our Northeast Kansas Summit, and the HHS Resist group got to learn how to be proactive.
So all of our football games we paired with Royal Valley and then mental health baskets, so there's green out baskets, and our theme for the football game was green out. And then we also did bucks for buckles, so we went out and stood on the square, and then we stopped cars, and if they were wearing their seatbelt, we gave them $1. We did a New Year's resolution card, so you just wrote on there how you were going to be safer in the new year and not do drugs, things like that, and driving. And then we did a poster that said why we don't do nicotine, and then we had like little cutouts of cans, and they put why they didn't do nicotine on there and the reason, and we put it on the poster.
And then we also did posts in the wintertime about like safe driving. So these were like on our social media posts and they had deers on them. So we did them like deer memes. Like one of them I think said, "Don't be a weirdo, don't swerve." So like they all were like deer memes. And we did that a bunch of.
Okay, we did Red Ribbon Week also, and we had a theme for each day. And then we did facts around the school about drugs and why you shouldn't do them. We did a Halloween selfie challenge, and so in your Halloween costume, with your seatbelt on, you took a picture and send it in. We did sticker shock, which is where we went around to different stores and put stickers on alcohol on why you shouldn't do it as a teenager. And then we also did pledge cards that students signed to not drink and drive. And then these were our 2 flyers of the selfie challenge and the
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, we're here representing Royal Valley High School. My name is Mandy Davis, and I'm a senior.
I'm Lauren Havness, I'm a junior.
And before we get started, we have a packet full of pictures of all of the things that we have done throughout the year that you guys can look at. So starting off, one of the activities we did was the countywide meeting with the other 2 school students, and we discussed activities that we would like to do throughout the year, such as Red Ribbon Week, Vaping Awareness Week, all of that stuff. And that was really nice because we were able to collaborate with the other students from other schools and get to hear their ideas. So one thing we did was Red Ribbon Week, and Red Ribbon Week is all about promoting making healthy decisions. So one thing we did was we visited our elementary students during their library time, and we read them books about kindness. It was actually during Thanksgiving time, so we did a gratitude activity where they had to like you had a gratitude jar and you had to draw things you're grateful for. That was super sweet. And then another thing we did was we went to the middle school during their lunchtime, and we had all these pieces of paper where you had to write a positive message, and then we would staple them together into a big chain, so like a positive message chain. And then we also had Officer Calvert come into the high school during one of our seminar times during the week, and just had a conversation about making positive choices.
We also had Traffic Safety Week to encourage other students to buckle up and not text and drive. My favorite was Think Fast. We have an interactive speaker coming at RBHS, and it was not just your normal assembly. We all got to interact, and it was like kind of like a questionnaire with the whole school, and it really got people really excited. And they got to answer questions about like what percentage of teens text and drive, and it really like was eye-opening because I could see that more people in the school talked about it after the assembly was done, and our students really liked it. It was a very popular activity. We also had monthly pledge card signings during lunch, so everyone pledged to wear their seatbelts, and it was definitely a surprise during lunch, and everybody loved to see it because we all got candy and handed out. We also had fall and spring seatbelt checks, so in the morning, we would check to see if students were wearing their seatbelt. If they did, we gave them candy, and it was just a nice little surprise in the morning, and everyone got rewarded for wearing their seatbelt, so it was a very successful week. We also had our Vaping Awareness Week and shared the harmful effects of vaping. We played a Kahoot during lunch, and everybody got to answer questions. That was really fun. It was competitive. Everybody was like trying to beat each other, and it was really nice to get everyone to learn. We hid Easter eggs with vaping statistics. So it was during Eastering this time, and everyone got like an Easter egg full of candy and a little vaping stat about vaping. And then we had a door decorating contest, and there's some pictures in there. And the theme was vaping is whack, and we had some really creative doors, so it was fun walking around the school and seeing everybody's different doors and how creating and how vaping is harmful for students.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So as you can see, one of the cool things about the JCCTCC is that we get the opportunity to have all 3 schools kind of working together for the same mission, which is not something you get to see all the time. But we do appreciate the Commission's support. Last year you gave us $15,000 for the work that they're doing to help pay for some of the adults, but a lot of that funding goes to the kids, and so they can have prizes to give out to encourage people not to drink and drive and use vaping, things like that. So again, we would just ask that as you're building your budget for the 26-27 school year, that you would consider us and continue to support our program.
In the same amount?
Same amount would be perfect, yes.
I have a question for you guys. By show of hands, what do you think is worse among teens, texting and driving or drinking and driving?
I think more commonly is texting and driving, but I think what's killing more teens is drinking and driving.
Well, I'm just tickled you guys are all involved in this. You guys put a smile on my face every time I see you, so I'm just I really appreciate the support of the districts for you guys too. Without the districts, coming together, working together, you wouldn't have this. So, just keep up what you're doing. You're doing it right. Okay.
You give us old people hope.
Yeah.
It's headed in the right direction, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you very much.
You guys want to take a quick group photo with the commissioners?
Come on back.
Or I'm gonna make you?
You can come in behind and all around, and we'll see together.
We'll see you together here.
Lots of people on the photo, I believe.
Yes. Thank you for saying something.
Pose for a photo.
All right, guys. Thank you guys again for appreciating it. That's right. Sweet. Thank you guys. I'll see you later. Yep, I'll see you guys.
You definitely don't want old people.
What's that? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, I think the texting is way worse than this.
Hey, were ya?
And that's adults down.
Oh no, my husband gets in the car and he's like, oh, I forgot to call. I'm like, where's your phone now?
There's always hands free.
Did you had CVs in your car, I'm sure? You had CVs in your car, truck, right?
Oh, back in the day.
Yeah. I don't know necessarily that. I mean, it's kind of tough to say. I mean, we were down the highway, 70 mile an hour, and those people on 55. Well, topped up CV.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do believe that I do believe drinking and driving amongst teens has gone down substantially. From when I was a teen.
It means when you're texting.
Yeah. Well, that's because when you're talking on the CV, you're down the road, you're talking. Whereas texting, you're looking down the phone. So yeah, that's where you get the bad.
This 38. Because, right, but we anticipate.
This is your current cash.
We anticipate this is what's going on. Because as soon as
Like, this is what we budgeted.
so that's what we have right. Do you think that Christie, do you think Todd was hidden on the right spot with that? I think there has to be legislation every certain years.
I do too. I thought that's the way that it was.
Well, there would have been something that would have said, put it on the ballot.
I mean, surely legal would have said something, and I talked to Francis, we never said
I mean, if you
Right, and look at how many other counties we have to come back for. Yeah. I don't think we're the only ones who are trying
anything. Get the same money that
Right.
we do.
to. Right. We do, yeah. Be nice if it is right.
Is vaping a big thing around kids now?
Oh God, yes.
So this one,
Too many times we've got to clean up soils because somebody dropped a big down toilet.
yeah,
Yeah.
so this is for, this one that you printed out is for, Parks and Rec. Then we have the one, that's what money we're doing, then is alcohol for drug awareness. Yeah. I need cheat sheet, 218 equals drug. Okay.
But if they're big, they have to be of age to buy that somewhere, right? Should be.
Sure.
I mean, that's what.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Hey. I don't know.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, 3 times, one day. So.
Good with this?
What's your hat say?
It says DLS. I got it from, I want it at that thing from today. I mean,
Oh, down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. How was it?
It was pretty good. It was a seminar type thing. It had some good information.
Yeah. All right, thanks, sir. We'll see you later.
Go back and cut my
I know, I was gonna say it. I was gonna say that.
You got any oil?
I don't know, it's, let's see.
I'm working.
How are you?
How are you doing?
Good.
Make one for
I'm not laughing. I really am, you know. So the other people that can't prove to it. They still never figured it out. Well, yeah, they've never figured out that either.
Just get you another copy to go to
Oh.
servers.
Oh, yeah. So good, that's what's in that. Right. That's what we anticipate to come out of that. And the income is about $4,000 of current monthly is $500.
And that's your monthly.
$500 is coming income.
And so we spent out.
Oh, income wise.
It's an associate with Luckman.
That's coming in. First quarter, 17,000. Thank you.
Welcome to 1:30, how you doing? Don't get up.
All right. Well, thank you for the time, now, ladies. Good to see everybody again. I'm here for our annual report, since we received appropriations from you guys for being part of our environmental coalition. Just a yearly brief update on what we've been working on for the last year. So just to start off there at the top, we permitted 54 new wastewater systems, or we had permit applications for 54 new wastewater systems in 2025. Some of those are for new homes, new systems. Some of them are for existing homes, upgraded systems. But so that's one more than we had in 2024. We completed 52 wastewater systems. Now, not all of those were permitted in 2025. Some of those are from prior years that were, catching up on getting permitted. I feel like sometimes it takes a year or so for, from the beginning, from when they first apply for a new wastewater system to get it installed. Sometimes it is up to a year, maybe a little bit more, to get that final use permit by the time they get the fence around the lagoon or we get the drawing for the septic system. We performed 58 property resale system evaluations. Those are for real estate transactions. So when the property is transferring from property owner A to property owner B, we're supposed to go in and check all those wastewater systems. So we did a fair amount more in 2025 than we did in 24. I don't know if the real estate market was, a little more vibrant in 2025 than it was in 2024, but that was definitely a positive step in, for that category. We checked 8 private wells versus 13 in 2024. I feel like wells are becoming less and less, with the rural water districts. And now there is a section of the county north of town here that has a decent amount of wells going in, but generally, wells are becoming less and less all the time. We did 16 consultations and versus 7 in 2024. And what that means is, if a property owner is, there's a number of reasons we do consultations, but let's say you have a piece of ground that you're wanting to build on, but you're not 100% sure that they can build on and turn a wastewater system on. So they'll have us come on and double check, just kind of help them plan out where to put the house, and then, 3 or 4 years down the road, it might turn into a new wastewater system permit. Or if they're living in a house that currently has a wastewater system on it and they need to get a building permit for they're wanting to add on to the house, add a bedroom or a bathroom or, something, through the building permit process, through your zoning regulations, we go in and check that wastewater system and make sure that it's sized appropriately for that addition that they're wanting to make. So, we did a fair amount of those consultations in 2025. We only had one real nuisance turned into us, and it was inside city limits of Denison. There was some wastewater running on the ground, and it was pretty much just I made a handful of phone calls, to the mayor, to a couple of other people, giving them recommendations of a course of action to take, because our jurisdiction is outside incorporated towns, so outside city limits, and so if necessary, we step into city limits if we need to. But a lot of times in cases like this, I can kind of get them hooked up to the right person to take care of their own inside, and always offer our services. If these avenues don't work out for you, reach back out to me and I will, we'll take appropriate action.
So this was actual brown water, not gray water?
Yes.
Okay.
There was actually, don't quote me on this, but I believe there was a break in the line or a crack, tree roots. It was running out onto the grounds between the house and the city main. And so they were having a hard time getting that property owner to get this issue fixed up. And so, after talking to the mayor and recommending, contact the city lawyer and, take that course of action, I never heard back from them, so I would assume they got the issue resolved within their city limits through those recommendations. It wasn't necessary for us to go back on the site and, move forward with our process. And so we always, we're always licensing
current wastewater system installers and, bringing on new installers that are interested in installing wastewater systems. The companies that haul the wastewater, pump them out of septic tanks, haul them to Topeka, whatever is appropriate for them. We license those guys. And then always answering phone inquiries regarding wastewater issues, well questions, any environmental things any questions that come up, we're willing to answer and, get people in touch with the right people. We've got a website, we've got a Facebook page, recently revamped our website and working on, just updating all of that information to get our patrons in touch with the appropriate information that's pertinent to whatever they're looking for or whatever they're needing information for. So,
And these numbers that you're quoting us are just in Jackson County?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, they are specific to Jackson County.
Where are the wastewater haulers, where do they dump that?
Well, most of them take them to Topeka. Honeydew has an agreement with the city of Fulton to take it here to the city, so that's where Honeydew takes theirs. But most of them, we license all the way up in Donovan County, Atchison County. Most of the ones here in the South region go to Topeka. There's a couple in Atchison, and the ones in Donovan County go across into St. Joe. And they have to get a signed agreement with that wastewater treatment facility to allow them. They dump at that facility, yes. They have an agreement with them, and no. Well, and that's an option. Let me back up. Land applying, legal land applying is an option. Like there's a couple of guys in Atchison County that own, acreage, and they have gone through the process with us to get their land approved to be able to land apply this wastewater on their properties. They can't do it in the wintertime if the ground is frozen. They can only apply so much yearly. This one guy in particular takes an acre at a time. He has an acre blocked off. He will apply his 25,000 gallons a year in that acre. Then he'll pull up the fence and move to the next acre over, and he'll apply on that one while that one sits and rejuvenates itself, if you will. What's that?
Percolates.
Pretty much, yeah. Over, for however long it takes. He actually has 2 properties that he land applies on, one of which he's currently applying on, but he's starting to run out of room, so he's got another acreage that he wants me to come look at, so he can, when that one is full, he can move to this other acreage and land apply. There's a guy that we license that land applies down in Douglas County, but he goes through their regulations and gets licensed for the land application part in Douglas County. We license them to haul the wastewater in our counties, but the land application is not in our county, so he goes through Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
So, good questions though. Any other questions?
Nothing I think of.
We have received half of your appropriation for 2025. You guys always split it into 2 payments, which is not a problem. I appreciate you sending that. We did send letters to get on your 2027 your county budget, and so when you guys are I assume you received that. It's a good deal. So whenever you guys are in your budget talks, that will be, part of it. We haven't changed our $10,000 since the beginning in 2003. We have talked in the last couple of years about, potentially bumping it up a little bit, because all of our costs are going up, and so our margins are, not that we've ever operated on a very big margin, but our margins are definitely shrinking as we speak.
Mark, you said that they were going to talk about doing something.
Oh, no, they just kind of, we're talking, Atchison County nuts are talking with a couple others, just trying to figure out if this is the way to go, or if we're going to do something else, or how we're going to work. So that's just kind of where it's at right now. And we did, since I'm on board, we did raise the fees and everything here last year.
2024.
2024, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did do a fee raise. Our fee-based services, our permit applications, our new well permits, our well screens, all of those fee-based, where an individual property owner is requiring that particular service. We raised those costs just a little bit, passed that on, so we didn't have to pass on a county appropriation increase. So, we can always, I hate to keep bumping that up too much.
Sure.
Because it does become a burden on the property owners as well. So
Well,
we're trying to keep it as fair as possible.
Yeah, my question was, what would it look like if you were a fee-only company and didn't have any appropriations? What would you have to increase those fees to in order to be sustained? I mean, and be a fee-only company and not have appropriations?
I'm not sure. It would probably get pretty expensive for those property owners, when they get their wastewater check on their property resale transaction, when they're building a house, that permit fee is gonna have to substantially go up. So, there's a lot of stuff that we do that we don't charge for, the nuisances, that we're taking care of for you as a county. We get phone calls and emails from, to do phase 1 environmental studies, where we're asked to check our records to see if there's any activity in the past for hazardous or, the phase 1 environmental studies are for properties that they're wanting to put a commercial venture on, if you will, and their insurance or someone is requiring them to do that phase 1 study. We do those. We don't charge anyone for them. We pretty much just do our part of their phase 1 study. Nuisances, all the phone calls that we take, throughout the day, we're not charging anyone for them. So there's a decent amount of things that we do that are not fee-based that, take up some time, and it seems like those things that start out kind of small end up taking a lot more time than we realize that they're going to. So, and for, to hire, in environmental services, you're getting a bargain for $10,000. It really is a bargain. And I think Atchison County did a study on it, and they realized, that it's a valuable service for not very much. And to take what we do and put it onto another county department is an extra burden on them, and everybody is already stretched paper thin on their time and what they do. So we're willing to do our part, and hopefully you guys are going to stay in our coalition, and we love working with you guys. I think it's a good relationship, and as always, phone line's open, my line is open, give us a call if you have issues, or if you hear, I try to encourage our road and bridge guys to contact us too, if they're running across, working out at XYZ property and they've got wastewater running in the ditch, then, we always encourage that department to contact us so we can, get that process started and get that fixed up, so.
Like I say, we're just looking at different things to do because, our budget's getting squeezed down tighter and tighter and tighter, so we're just kind of exploring all options, so.
Yeah, I hear you. And it's definitely a balancing thing that, everybody's having to go through, and I believe we provide a valuable tool for you guys that you can rely on us to take care of, and you don't have to mess with KDHE, in that regard, and your county, your environmental and sanitary codes, all the complaints that we deal with, One less thing you guys have to deal with. So.
All right, sounds good. Thank you,
All
Mark.
Well, I appreciate your time. Look forward to continue working with you guys, and if you do have any issues, feel free to reach out to me. I have business cards. Does anybody want them? I gave them to everybody last year.
I've got your number.
Everybody good?
Yep.
Feel free to reach out anytime.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Miss Amanda's supposed to be here.
Yeah, she was out there. Sorry, she's out. Mandy, you out there? We'll keep this mic on. Mom, where you at?
Sorry, I went upstairs to get my bag. I made a deposit while I was out there.
How are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Great.
I just wanted to talk to you about parking lot. I got some bids on the parking lot to resurface. I've only got 2 back right now still, but I kind of like the one that I got from Edgeline, but they want to do 2 layers of it because it's in such a poor shape. So, anyway, I just kinda wanna touch base with you guys and let you know, I'm looking at that in the back alley, it's concrete. And they won't do it because it's concrete, I can't do asphalt over it, so I have to get concrete because it won't adhere, which is the problem that we have, is that it's been passed.
How thick are they talking about putting it down though? Back here. Over all the parking lot, because your whole parking lot's concrete, isn't it?
Asphalt. Parking lot's asphalt, the back alley behind our building is concrete.
Well, show you how old I am, it used to be concrete.
And so, but anyway, that's the really, really rough part in the back, and Linda knows, she comes back there. It's where the city meets the county, where our alley meets, county, and it's really, really rough right there, and big potholes, and it's been that way for a long time. But I need to get it fixed, because it's just getting worse, and so, my question really with that is, one guy that I like says he can't go over it with asphalt, it just won't, it'll be a Band-Aid, it'll work for maybe a little bit, and then it'll do what it's doing, and we'll be in the same boat. And he suggests that we either get a concrete person in there and do it, or yank it all out and go over it with asphalt.
Interesting, because
That doesn't make any sense.
75 highway was built out of concrete.
Yep.
And now it's got 6 inches of asphalt.
They ground it, put asphalt on top, that's what I'm getting at, why they say it's
They
thick.
didn't even grind it.
So one guy said,
75 highway, they just tackle and laid asphalt.
okay, also that's where all our water comes pouring through, and maybe that was a factor. Our drainage goes right there, and that's probably why it's all rough, it's always been rough, for that reason one in particular.
Because if you tear it up, take the concrete out, you took your base away, so you're just putting asphalt straight onto dirt, which is not gonna be sufficient in my opinion. From any asphalt I've ever done, we've either done it right over asphalt or did it straight over concrete, so.
I didn't know there would be a problem with it.
That makes no sense to me. Now, if they're talking about just putting a skim coat over there, an inch, 2 inch, yeah, that's probably gonna be an issue. It's gonna need to be built up, a little bit, and if your water's running there, I don't think they'd want to flow it away from the building anyway, to build it up and set their screen, so it's, what I mean?
It is kind of at a slant, and it's got a little dip where the water is supposed to channel.
Yeah, down through that.
But that's where it got really bad because that's where the gravel met the concrete, and then it was starting to break up, I guess.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
Driving on through there.
Where's this company from?
They're all out of Topeka that I've located, because I don't know anybody else around here.
Yeah, nobody around here does asphalt, so.
So I haven't got any contact with concrete people, but one guy said he could put, what do you call it, millings,
Asphalt millings.
asphalt millings, and he could tape it down real good, and it would be good for a time, but
I mean, that's more for a light use driveway type thing.
Yeah,
Home driveway or something.
and he came and looked at it. They both did personally, but, so they physically saw condition.
I'm just baffled by unless he was talking about just putting a skim coat on it.
How big of an area is it? Length and width? Is it 30 feet long?
The length of our building,
The full length of the
the
building?
length of the building,
And then from the building out to where it meets the concrete?
it might be, what, 10, 12 foot section maybe. To the gravel.
And you're still waiting for some to come back.
I'm still waiting on one, Bettis, I contacted Bettis too, but it's been 3 weeks or so, they haven't got back with me yet. Try to find somebody else too, but I was trying to get 3 bids before I came to talk to you. Anyway,
Well, we know somebody at Bettis. We know a few people at Bettis.
I wonder if,
good, in a good way or bad way?
Just depends.
Maybe that's why.
well, I wonder if having Matt run in and just throw a set of eyes on it from Road Bridge and go, I don't know how much experience I have asphalt. I don't know.
And initially, when we did that addition back there, they were gonna come over and try to do something magic on it, and it didn't happen, so if they had the time, I don't know. If they could, I'd love somebody to, if that's possible.
What's the name of the company out of Eagle County that was getting dust control? Don't they use,
Home City Green,
they use something else. A texturing or trying to think.
now you're taxing my brain.
Really all you need is to fill the holes with something, patch, and then put a smooth surface over. But I don't know. I think there'd be other options.
It's not my expertise, so I, yes, whatever you guys have experience with.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I gotta drive down there and take a look at that, so it baffles me what they're saying.
We do come in from the south. That's where my people come in.
Yeah. I like I said, I just can't see.
I monitor people at different times. I say, Mandy, when are you gonna get this?
Does the
Amanda says, when are you gonna give me some money to do it, right?
Now's not a great time, I get that.
does the city of Bolton have any asphalt projects planned this?
They've already put some down, they're patching right now.
Wonder if having a conversation with the city of Bolton and saying, hey, can we work with you? I mean, because they have people that do that.
Yeah, I mean,
within the city.
yeah,
they have their own
they
paper.
did some up at one of the entrances off the street into the middle school, so.
They do their own thing.
Yeah. They've got a roll like I wish we would have for our roads, to be able to do it.
You know, I mean,
Greg Yankee.
Oh, great thank you.
Yeah, gee, you don't know Greg Yankee, do you?
I don't really personally, but I know somebody who does.
Give him a call.
yeah, I think maybe having him come in and look at it and say,
You need his number?
Yeah.
what would you think about maybe
You can
doing
text
the
it
whole,
to me, Mark.
the whole alley, and then we would pay for our portion, or just give his opinion. I think sometimes having folks who do it every day, I don't know. I'm not saying that companies don't know what they're talking about,
No, get you.
but it just seems
Honestly,
awful long.
that would be great back there, just because of all, it just washes away. They're constantly coming in with gravel to try to help me smooth it
Okay,
out.
so next question, you have a bid on the front.
Yeah.
What is it?
That one was, I got two. The guy with the double was 16. And he has I really liked him. He had a really good explanation for the way, reasoning he had, 16660.
Okay.
The other guy was 9,500. He was the guy that was gonna throw in the millings and back and tape it down and
But the front, to do all the asphalt in the front was 9,000?
yeah.
Same,
Patch, and that's sealing, it says patch crack, fill, seal, and restripe. 900.
that's not putting any asphalt. That's just patching and sealing what you currently have. We're not talking about going in and,
And the seal coat. Hang on.
yeah, we're not talking about putting actual asphalt on and doing a lift.
On the,
Seal coat, a
Parking lot.
whole lot is what he said, yeah.
yeah, that's just putting the,
Okay.
putting the patch of cracks too.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about actually going in and putting asphalt on.
I looked into that too, that's $50,000. Yeah. And it's not, not there yet.
But so my real question is, you have, capital outlay funds to cover that.
Yep. For these two bids, I can take care of it fine. Yeah.
So, one would be, I mean, you obviously have one that's almost half of what the other is. Or to do the second one, correct?
To do the same work, but I kind of agree with the guy that says 16,000 because it's it's been so long that we've had anything done to it, that I don't wanna do anything again for a while. That makes sense. The initial reasoning, he said to do the 2 is because it will last for a time. And
2
then
coats? What do you mean 2?
2 coats.
Two coats of steel coat?
Yeah,
Okay.
2 coats steel coat.
So the guy who bid 9,000
Yeah,
is only doing 1.
right.
This guy's doing 2. But it's almost double.
Yes.
A little less than double, be 16.
Less than double. You wanna look at this?
Yeah. And so what was the other guy do? Did you ask him to do a double coat?
No, because he gave me the bid first, and he just did the, I don't know what I'm talking about. so
That way maybe you're apples to apples. So if this guy says, just have him say, I would call him back and say, I want to know if we do 2 coats of seal coat.
Okay.
Or you can ask this guy 1 coat of seal coat.
Mhm.
So that you're comparing,
Apples to apples.
yeah, it's hard to determine.
I feel like he did give me a single to 979 for
So
the
it
first seal coat, 3,500 for the second.
So he's cutting a little bit off by doing a second coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, that parking lot used to be asphalt, used to be concrete. And I'm sure there's concrete underneath it, so
It's just a long time.
long time.
I think sure.
That's not long, yeah.
That, like I say, that doesn't compute. That just doesn't. Put tackle down on it, put it down, roll it, there you go. Like I said, if he's talking about just putting a skim coat of asphalt on it, yeah, that's something. You're gonna have to go in here and put a little bit more than that on, but still, and again, that shouldn't do it. And we're not talking about Home City that did that, it's who is going to do our chip and seal, that does all kinds of asphalt chip and seal and all that, and that was, Mary Co's?
Oh, yeah. I've had them bid before.
Okay.
I can give them a call.
I think that's who it was. That sounds right, starts with an M.
Yeah, Mary Co's, that's the company.
Yeah, it just seems straight. I mean, these are both doing hot rubberized crack sealing. Both are doing that. Any crack that's larger than a ½ inch, they're actually going to use hot mix asphalt to fill them first, then rubberize coat over them. And then seal coat with MAC 52 sealer. And restripe the lines. And that's all for $9,500. I would ask these guys to do 2 coats of the seal coat. What would they charge?
Right.
I mean, I don't know, it just seems like,
I can get them today.
when do they have reference?
Google reviews is what I look at. I don't have any.
I would just ask them where they're out to be. Ask them, you have references, you'd like to reach out to somebody they've been working for.
Okay.
Be my thought.
That makes sense, yeah.
I would agree with that.
Because it's, I mean, they're a smaller company, you want to talk to people that say, yeah, I have a beginner, didn't like to work.
Yeah. And I looked at years of service and things like that.
Yeah.
Or contact.
And were both of them on the Google review, come back good?
Yep. Metis actually had less reviewed, like less stars.
They have a small, I don't know if that's in their wheelhouse.
Maybe not. That might be why he hasn't.
Probably what that's her background, because typically, but again, the other thing to do is have Greg Jenkins come over and look at that back piece if he's willing to do that.
I sent you this one.
Yep, yeah.
I think he would give you an honest opinion of how to approach it.
Alright, so I will get a double or a quote for McNally just to see what he would charge to do a double seal. Get with Greg Jenkins. Okay,
Sounds good.
okay.
All right.
And you'll be back for budget at some point.
Alrighty. Gee, okay, thanks guys.
All right, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, something doesn't compute on that. I've never heard that before, unless, like I say, they're talking about just putting a skim coat on there, which if they are, a skim coat, no, that won't hold up, even though there's not really a lot except down there at the end where people are going to be turning their wheels coming off. Yes. But just driving on it, it should be okay for a skim, but like I say, I gotta look at that.
I'm telling you, there's like a
Yeah.
big ditch pothole right
Yeah.
there.
At which end, north end or south end?
South. It's just gotten worse and worse.
Well, people quit driving them.
I know, probably so. I have a couple times I say, man, when are you gonna get these things? And then she'll
You
say,
need to
well,
walk
part of
in
it's
the door.
county and part of it's city. Actually, David calls most of the time, I know. Right, we survived, we didn't have any.
AI says you can asphalt right over concrete.
That's what I say,
It
that's
needs to be a 1 to 2 inch.
yes,
over.
not a skim coat. Skim coating can do nothing, even 1 inch. I'd be afraid to put 1 inch over there. But if you want to keep the water away from the building, make it free up by the building, by the loading dock, and float it down toward the alley to a 2 inch. That just makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, but like I said, the city does have a roller. I've said for a long time that I don't like the way that we put asphalt down on the packed roads. Throw some out of the back of the truck and then run the grader over a few times to call it good. That's not good.
Wheel backer.
Yes. I think it was RD 45 or something like that. If I remember correctly. Articulated tandem roller, yeah, it's wider than this reducing.
If we're not getting the .04 sales tax money for 27, is everybody open to looking at appropriations and only funding what's mandated by the state?
I think we're gonna have to look at something like that because without that, we're up creek.
I think that's one piece of it, but and out of the appropriations, I think the mental health piece is the only one that we have to, that we're mandating. And Northeast Kansas City Complex, Conservation District, those are two of the big ones. I think we have to take a hard look at them. And I think have conversations with their boards as early as possible.
Yeah.
Like right now. And say, I'm just making you aware this is coming for 27, so that they can prepare. And like with the Northeast Kansas Heritage Complex, my conversation with them was that it may not be forever, but it may. It just depends on money, and said, and they were really good. I mean, they were like, we get it. I mean, there are certain things that we mandate to fund and some that
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I'm gonna, we're gonna sit down and take a hard look at things. I hope Todd comes back with some good news next Monday.
But if he doesn't, we need to look at, outgrowth move, what do we necessarily have to do to get us through the year? We talked about a little bit this morning, mowing's not something we have to do. Are there other things that we can push off? Or safety hazards, those types of things. I think we still have to take a hard look at possibly a reduction in force, and not just there. I said, Kim, we gotta look at every department.
Yep. All right. Maybe this young lady gets us some preliminary numbers.
You don't want to see my numbers.
When do they have to have values to you?
Jeffers.
Not till June 1st, right?
I figured publications, you do have to publish in the paper.
Of course you do. Because the legislature mandates it.
Like I said, they tried to get that changed a few years
I
ago.
know.
Say,
Yeah.
I'm
And then they said,
ask
well, we don't
Lisa
have a
too.
paper in Canada, they said, go to the next county over, too bad, so sorry. Which is really kind of stupid.
Press Association writes it.
Oh.
Are you doing chip and seal this year?
Yeah. We're doing the sealing, we're not doing actual chip and seal. Yeah, that's what, 158,000.
Well, you're gonna lose funding for watercraft and recreation league. That'll go this year. Which will be something.
What does?
Somebody's in their great brilliance got the legislature to vote that in.
And if postage goes up, we're gonna have to look at that because we still have the maintenance that we have to do.
I heard it could go up to $1 by the end of the year.
It's kind of what budget.
So is there any kind of permit you can get that makes it that cheaper?
Well, we get like 6 cents off.
Okay, or you do, okay. But that's when there's tax statements or appraiser stuff, I mean, is there any,
I don't know if there's a way we can start requesting emails from people and emailing stuff to them.
I don't know if there's separate permits if you sort stuff.
I don't think so, right? So
I don't know.
we used to sort, we should put
All righty.
Any other business coming for us today?
No.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Probably move second to adjourn this meeting. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carried.
kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
I worked on Monday last week and I thought I was gonna be fine. I couldn't.
Do you think maybe our legislators will each chip in and help us out with our 0.5% out of their 4.4% raise? Think that'd happen?
Well, they give us all.
Did they get us all a raise?
4.4% raise, yeah.
Really?
And they were complaining because they're giving the state workers a 4% raise. You missed that?
I did miss that.
You need to pay attention to the news more. Yeah. 4.4%. And like I said, they were complaining because they were paying their workers, giving them workers a 1% raise.
Yeah, I didn't hear that part, I just didn't hear that.
Yeah.
You see where the independent firm gets Mr.
See y'all later.
See you later. Mr. Geiger, I believe it is, from somewhere on the board. Seems like a nice guy. He came over to Democrat meeting when they was on.
It's like he's doing all that stuff for the state down on.
Yes. Yeah, seems like a real nice guy.
Yeah, that was independent.
So we don't have to go on.
You can buy it, that's what I'm talking about. Should be interesting.
Right, yes.
Somebody else needs to fill out their papers.
Bad cheese.
I got till July 1st.